coffee with? First of all, what's your order?
Cappuccino with a few chocolate sprinkles today. Like to mix it up a bit. Got a coffee machine at home, so yeah, sometimes cappuccino, flat white, latte for a chilled one, but yeah, I like my coffee. So.
I like your coffee, because we've had a few on that don't at all. But yeah, good to bring you to a place and have a cup of coffee and enjoy it. Do you need it as a pick-me-up? Do you need it as a get you going in the morning, or you just enjoy it?
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't really rely on it, but obviously on the way to training, I'll have one in the morning, in the driving. But yeah, I don't need it to fuel my day. It's just enjoy it.
Yeah. We've got you here on a day off. What would a typical day off look like for you?
Depends what day it is, really. Sundays, normally just watch the football, Super Sunday in the house. Wednesdays, obviously take my daughter to swimming in the morning. But yeah, just go with the flow, really. See what the weather's like. Obviously, weather's decent today, so I might go to the wildlife park or go for a walk somewhere, but just see how it goes, really, yeah. But just quite chilled normally.
You mentioned your daughter, little one. How much has her coming along in your life? How much has that changed things for you?
Massive, like, just, I don't know, just best thing that's ever happened to me, really. You know, getting from training and she's like all smiles, like run up to me and just taught me so much about myself and life in general. And yeah, just give me a purpose in life and yeah, just makes me proud every day. So yeah, best thing that's ever happened, and yeah, it's been good.
It does give you focus, doesn't it, in terms of becoming a parent?
Yeah, massively. Just everything, really. Day-to-day stuff, and obviously what comes with it, you do something every minute of the day, really, aren't you? So no, it's been good. Obviously, enjoys her swimming. Go there on a Wednesday, and she's 18 months now, so she's got a little personality, like just basically like myself, mini me. Loves music, loves dancing, and yeah, full of smiles. So it's been good.
It's good to get that opportunity to go and do stuff with her as well. You mentioned that's something that you take, and so, but taking those opportunities to really get involved.
Yeah, she loves it. Loves being active, and she's been like that since she was little, like kicking her legs and whatever. So yeah, she enjoys swimming. Go down on Wednesday for about half an hour in the morning, and then grab a coffee and whatever at Starbucks on the way back, and yeah, it's good.
What has, we know that it becomes, and it takes over your life, the kind of becoming a parent, you've always got something to do. What kind of would you have been up to before that? You know, before you were a parent, what would you have done with your time?
It's more so probably just my days off. Usually go home and see my mates and might go out, and yeah, just had no real structure to my life, really. And now I've got her, you know, my days off are more, well, everything on my days are all about her, really, you know, looking after her and spending as much time as I can with her and teaching her things, you know. Whereas before, you know, I'd just be probably a bit more like erratic, and you know what young people do, just go out or just get up to silly things and whatever, and it's really given me a focus. And even like bad days, you know, you come home and you've got something else to worry about, do you know what I mean? It's not just about football and not just about things outside of whatever, you know. You get home and it's about being a dad and being a parent, and that's what I enjoy, you know. It takes a while to get to come to grips with and get into that mindset, but yeah, I really enjoy it.
You feel more grown up now than you did 18 months ago?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, a lot more mature, and you know, obviously a few of the lads go golf and do different things, and I still try and do that, but my main priority is obviously my daughter, and making sure she's good and spend as much time as I can with her, because she's at the age where she's doing new things every day, do you know what I mean? There's always something that she's done new, and I don't want to miss out on anything, so I just try and spend as much time as I can with her, yeah.
Do you like your golf?
I like watching it. I'm not great at it, yeah. I've not really got into it. Used to go to the driving range a few times before, but it's something that I want to get into and want to do, because it's probably something that I'd enjoy. But I've not really been the one to get into it, so it's probably something that I'd want to do.
Yeah.
More into my darts, to be fair. Like my darts, yeah, I've got a darts board at home, and a few of the lads play training ground, so I'm more into that at the moment.
Any good?
Decent, yeah, decent. Me and Ted play quite a bit. There's a few Saabs tries to get in on it, and there's Bales. I think Bale's good, and there's a few decent ones, Irons as well. But yeah, good, yeah.
How much are you enjoying life here?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, obviously got a place in Harworth with a family, so obviously it takes a while to come out your shadow a little bit when you move to a new club, and it's been difficult at times, but really enjoyed it. Yeah, obviously been a good season so far at the business end of it now, and 2 games to go, we're in a good position, so it's more than I could have hoped for at the start of the season. Obviously you want to be competing at the top, and obviously every club wants to do that, and some obviously don't get to achieve that, and thankfully I've come to a club where the ambition is aligned with what we've done so far this season, and hopefully we can finish the job off.
How much have you enjoyed living around here as well? You mentioned potentially going to Wildlife Park and things like that. You get into grips with life in life.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, it's a lot better than I hoped for. Obviously, you don't know when you go to new places what it's like, and it's really good. Obviously, the people are really friendly, and it's quite quiet, and still, a lot to do, a lot of places to go to, and obviously the Wildlife Park. I've got an annual pass there, so on my days off I like to go there, and obviously the little one loves her animals, and into like monkeys and all sorts. She loves any kind of animal. So yeah, it's been really enjoyable, and yeah, good.
I want to talk to you about your journey in football again, like far from conventional, kind of plucked from Sunday League as it was, and then signing for Rangers. How was that? How was that as an experience? Because you obviously the traditional route now is years and years in an academy, but
So when I was 10, I think I went to West Brom for a couple of years till under 12s. Went to Stoke, and then under 14s had to leave Stoke for whatever reasons. Obviously parents couldn't travel or whatever. So I went back into Sunday League, and I had trials at Birmingham and Wolves, and I didn't get in at 16, and kind of think, is it going to be, But at Sunday League I was playing well and just enjoying my football, and we had one of the best teams in Birmingham at the time. And we had a final at Villa Park, a county cup final, and we played well and won that game. And there was a few scouts there, and there's a Rangers scout that was based in Birmingham, and he got in touch with the coach, and went on trial there and done really well, and got a pro contract there, which was out of the blue really. Obviously I didn't expect it. It's a massive club, obviously you don't realise till you get there how big of a club it is, but done well. Obviously really challenging, obviously 17 at the time, moving from Birmingham to Glasgow, obviously massive difference, and physicality up there as well. It was tough, like emotionally really, moving away from home. Obviously lived with my mum for all my life and friends close by, and it was tough mentally, but I learned a lot from that time. And then after that I went to Bradford, went on trial at Bradford, got signed there, and that was a tough period as well. Enjoyed it at the start, obviously being 19, I got my debut, League One, scored, and there's so many managers at the time. I think there was 7 managers in the space of 3 years, and at a young age trying to push to get into the first team, it was tough. And then COVID hit, and I went to Ireland for, I think I went in July till November, and that was at St Pat's and done well. Obviously that was challenging because I only had a small suitcase, I had to fly over with a small suitcase, obviously COVID. Not much open over there, no crowds, whatever. And then I went to Sligo, that was in Europe at the time, so I went to Sligo the next season, done well, I went to Carlisle. And then Carlisle is where I've really played a lot of games in England, and obviously got a promotion there, got a relegation. And then I've come here and obviously got 50 appearances in a short space of time as well, which is a good achievement for myself. And as you said, like the journey's been crazy, obviously being rejected from young and being released and just trying to obviously carry on, and when you get kicked down you've got to stand back up and go again, and that's what I've done in my career. I
want to say you have had a lot to deal with. how have you dealt with it over the years, and how has it changed over time as well? How you deal with these different challenges? Going back to that, obviously moving away at that such a young age.
It's by myself really. Obviously, I've had that support network. When I was young, obviously my mum and dad used to take me to football, and I've always had that support network. But then when you move away from home, it's how you deal with it yourself. You have setbacks and you have bad days, and you go home and it's just you. And I think I've had to learn to deal with things by myself and pick myself back up when things are going bad. And that's how it's been really. Obviously being away from home, and then even now more so, I've got a family that I come home to, and it's a bit different now where I can take my mind off football a bit more. I have a bad day at football and I come home and it's different focus. But back then, like a few years ago, it was more like, right, how you feel this way, how do you come over that yourself, you know? It's difficult, but I've always been the one to, when I've been rejected or been released, it's not feel sorry for myself. It's right, what am I going to do to get myself back into a position where I go again? And that's what I've done really. And you know, hopefully this season, you know, you have highs and you have lows, and I've had a few lows, but the highs make it worth it. And hopefully after this season, I can look back and be proud of myself.
You feel that's really going to kind of, you're going to be stronger as your career goes on in terms of everything that you've ridden through and learning more and more about yourself each step of the way. You're getting stronger the older you get.
Yeah, it definitely shapes you, you know, from a young age. And obviously I've matured a lot now, and things happen in life, you know, kids and whatever, and you kind of just grow with the world really. And you know, thankfully, you know, the tough times are probably behind me now, where I've had to deal with things on my own and been in that headspace of like it's tough, but I'm in a good place now, and looking forward to the years ahead.
I want to ask you about how you deal with kind of criticism, because I always say players in your position, the expectation on you is so high because of the magic that you can produce.
Yeah.
But obviously the downside to that is that if you haven't, or if you've not been noticing, you haven't produced that bit of magic, people will pile on, and you do get a fair amount of stick, whether that's from former clubs, even from supporters of your current club. How do you deal with that? The social media stuff, things like that.
Oh, it's tough, I'm not going to lie, but I'm not going to sit here and say I don't see it, and it don't get me down, because it does sometimes. But listen, everyone has an opinion, and I think the way I'm perceived maybe on a football pitch isn't who I am. You know, you see things, you don't want to see it, but sometimes you come across it where people obviously say you're lazy and not good enough and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I don't know, it's tough to take sometimes. Obviously, I try and work as hard as I can for the team, and some days you have an off day and it might look like you're not trying. It can be hard. Obviously, you go home and you're down about it, and obviously the criticism that you get on top of that, it does put you down even more. But listen, everyone has an opinion. I've been in football long enough, and I've had criticism at a lot of clubs, and I've always bounced back from that. I don't know. You have to go back out on the pitch and try and perform again. And obviously, the gaffer's been great with me, to be honest, because you know there's been games where I've not performed, and you kind of feel like you might come out of the team, and he's obviously give you another chance. And I've kind of repaid him that with a goal, for example, yesterday. And yeah, it's massive, because you want to feel that trust from the manager, and you want to show people that you are good enough. And I've had bad games, I've had good games, and it's been like that throughout my career, and it's trying to find that consistency. And it probably don't help that you got Moles on the other wing scoring 15 goals and getting 15 assists and dribbling past 5 people. And that expectation, obviously, you thrive, and you strive to be like Moles. You know, I'm my own player, don't get me wrong, but he's set a level where I want to get to as well. So listen, it's not all about the goals and assists, it's what you do for the team as well. And even in the games where I've not produced, maybe the stats have shown that I've ran and I've tried to compete for the team, and that's why we're in a position where we are now, because everyone in the squad, regardless of if you start, you're on the bench, if you're not in the squad in that particular game, everyone's together, everyone works hard for each other, and it's probably the only team where I've seen that togetherness. Yeah, like, you know, you've got players that are not in the 18, but they're there on a match day, and in training the standards are ridiculously high, and no one drops. Everyone's in it together, and it's massive. It's why we are where we are now, because not one player in the squad is down tools and felt sorry for themselves. You know what I mean? It's always been about the team and the squad, and we've all pulled in the right direction.
Has that made it more kind of special for you, that kind of togetherness? You know, and hopefully you will go on and achieve what we're trying to achieve. But that, you know, as you've moved into a club, first year there, that everybody being together so much has been...
Yeah, big. And I seen it from the first day, to be honest. First day of pre-season, I came in and, you know, like the test and stuff, I've seen like Zane Westbrook's doing 24 pull-ups. And, you know, the whole squad's just like at it. And I thought, wow, this is something that I've not seen before. Do you know what I mean? Like, usually the first day of pre-season, everyone comes in and it's a bit like, oh, well, pre-season's to get fit. Whereas here it was like, no, we're at it from day one, do you know what I mean? And that mindset and the mentality, I was taken aback by it, and I thought, these are serious about what they want to achieve this season. And they've obviously carried it on through the season, and we're in a position now where we can make history, really. And obviously the job's not done yet. We're in a good position, but hopefully we can finish it off.
Yeah. You kind of touched upon it, and one of the things that people suggest to you is that you don't work hard enough. But you say the stats prove that you do, and the running is, and you definitely get pulled up on that by coaching staff and stuff like that. But you think that it's probably how you hold yourself on the pitch. But there's been plenty of players over the years that have done that and still produce the goods. But just the way you stand, the way you kind of run.
Yeah, I think maybe body language, and I am one to beat myself up a little bit, you know, if I miss a chance. And I've had a few chances this season where I should have scored and I've not. And if I make a bad pass, and I'm my own biggest critic, you know what I mean? I get onto myself a lot, and it's something that I need to learn. And it's how you're perceived. Obviously, the gaffer and cops have spoke to me about it, and you know, it's just reaction. You know, you make a mistake, just go and get the ball back. But myself, I'm one to beat myself up, and that's probably why, you know, I give the ball away and I probably head down, and it's like, oh, he's not bothered. Where I am, I probably care too much.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of them that cares too much, and it's been like that for years. You know, I've come from nothing. You know what I mean? And you know, I want to do as well as I can for not just myself, but everyone else, you know, the club, the fans. And maybe I'm too hard on myself. And it's probably just a perception, from the outside, but everyone that knows me knows what I give to the team and who I am as a person. It's hard to take, don't get me wrong. And I've had it at a few clubs, so it's obviously something that everyone sees. It's body language, probably reactions, it's probably something I need to work on. But it's probably who I'm as a player. Do you know what I mean? That's how I play football, and when it's going good, it's probably not better than I did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No one really sees it, but you know, when you're in that confidence and that vein of form where you score, like, you know, every shot that you hit goes in, probably don't get looked at. But when you've had a bit of a down, you know, confidence is a bit down, and you've missed a few chances, it probably scrutinised a bit more. But yeah.
Ultimately, the only opinions that matter really for you are the gaffer, coaching staff, your teammates and stuff like that. And the fact that you're staying in the team, you know, made your 50 appearances and stuff like that this season. That validation for that.
Yeah, the competition for places is massive, and you know, when you have a bad game, there's always someone that can take your place. And but the gaffer, and the lads as well. You know, when I have scored against Carlisle, for example, like Broad is there pointing, you know, the name on my shirt, and everyone's together, you know what I mean? And I feel that belief and confidence with the lads and the gaffer. It's massive, you know. I've had it before where you've had a bad game, you're out of the team, and it's hard to take, but you know, you've got to be ready to take your chance again, and to have that trust from the managers is massive, and luckily I've repaid him, and it's about doing that every game, do you know what I mean? It's about trying to be the best you can be, and doing as well as you can for the team. So hopefully I can continue to do that. And I always feel like the first year is always the hardest, coming to a new club, and you know, you need to learn how everyone plays. You know, I think I've realised that when Moles comes inside, I've got to make them runs in behind, and just the expectation from everything. And hopefully next season I can really push on and be myself a bit more and open up a little bit, because I'm quite reserved in the changing room. You know, I'm quite quiet, and I wouldn't say I'm quiet, but quite reserved and not really open myself up to everything. So hopefully next season I can be a bit more, open and express myself a bit more.
I'm going to ask you if you think that next season you'll be even stronger.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. As I said, I think it takes time to be yourself, and obviously this group's been together for, well, most of them 2, 3, 4 years, and probably got that togetherness with themselves. And you know, when you come into that, you don't want to rock the boat a bit and, you know, be like, oh, I'm here. Do you know what I mean? You've got to respect what the team is, and hopefully next season I can be a bit more open and really showcase my ability and my personality on the pitch as well.
How much does that support at Gaffer mean to you? You know, he says all the time you can be anything you want to be, really. He believes in you and he believes in your ability. How big has that been for you?
Yeah, massive. He's very honest, and you know, when I've not had a good game, he'll pull me on it and he'll show me clips and whatever, but he knows what I'm capable of and what I can produce. And yeah, it's massive to have that belief from the manager. And as I said, he's seen something in me when he brought me into the club from previous spells. He's always seen something in me, and I know he said before the game yesterday, just go and, you know how good you are, just go and show it. Don't think about it, just do it. And I think when I got that chance yesterday, I've just hit it, and that's what I'm about. Just a bit of confidence. Don't overthink things, and it's massive. And hopefully I've gained that trust from him, and next season I can push on.
You said just hit it. Nice finish between keeper's leg. That's not too bad.
Yeah, I've had a few chances where I probably hit it straight at the keeper, but I scanned and had a look. Seen he was a bit open, so I just hit it low, and thankfully it's gone in. Yeah, and there are the moments in the season what you need to produce, and the whole team was outstanding. It's been obviously on a good run. I don't think we've lost in eight games or whatever, and hopefully we can finish the job off now as well.
Got one of your former clubs coming up this weekend. We're recording this ahead of the game against Bradford. You said after Carlisle that you kind of thrive on that. You know you're going to get some stick from the away support. It just seems to happen now. If you've played for a club and you come up against them again, regardless of what you've done, you get a bit of stick. But you certainly thrived against Carlisle. You're looking forward to this Bradford game?
Looking forward to it.
A little bit extra spice.
Yeah, a bit of needle. Had it for a few years. It should be good. Obviously, 3 points is what we're aiming for. It doesn't matter who we're playing against. But for me personally, obviously, I know what I'm expecting. Every time I play against them, I get booed. And looking forward to it. Hopefully, obviously the team's on a good run, and we know that we're one win away from automatic promotion, and that's the maths. You know what I mean? So we've got a job to do. Hopefully, I can perform and the team can perform, and we go and finish it off. But looking forward to the game.
Is there an element of you enjoying kind of proving people wrong?
Yeah, I've done it all my life. Been rejected from young, being told I'm not good enough. You know, school teachers, academies, getting released from clubs saying you're not good enough. I've always had that in me to prove people wrong and go again and go and show why I should be playing at this level and higher. And look forward to it. I'm grateful and lucky to be in the position that I'm in today. As I said, I've come from nothing really. You know, the area that I come from, there's not many players that have, you know, gone through the route that I've gone through, and just lucky to be here and thankful that the hard work I've put in has got me into this position, and just thrive on it now and go and enjoy myself.
You say you're your own biggest critic, but are you proud of what you've achieved so far? I know there's a long way to go in your career, but
yeah, definitely. You know, as I said, like, come from Bartley Green, which is small, not even a town in Birmingham, and just really, really proud of myself of what I've achieved so far, and it's just obviously Yeah, massive really. To do what I've done, but still obviously want to achieve a lot more in my career. And just because I'm here now, it doesn't mean I'm content with where I am. I still want to push myself and go on to higher levels and achieve more with Doncaster as well. So yeah, really happy with where I'm at, but still thriving for more. Yeah.
You had to fight all the way, haven't you? You had from a young age.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. As I said, been in academies, dropped out, had the feeling that I wasn't gonna, be professional and wasn't going to achieve what I wanted to. Obviously, every boy's dream is to be a professional footballer, and it's all I've ever wanted to do. And I've had that feeling of thinking that I weren't going to do it, and then I've got here now. So just about staying here and every day just trying to work hard and making sure that I maintain the level that I'm at.
Still only young in career terms, but have you thought about what you might do next? Have you done that, or has it been a case of just kind of purely focusing on? Yeah,
I've not really thought that far ahead. Obviously, I know the day's going to come where it finishes and it's all over. But while I'm here and while I'm in this position, I don't want to think too far ahead. I've obviously thought about doing something on the side as well. Like a few people that I know have got into property and whatever. But at the moment, I'm just focused on here and now, especially at this stage of the season. And the last few months, I've always thought about just trying to achieve what we've set out to do this season. And maybe in a few years, I might think of something else to do, but just focus on here and now for now. Yeah.
I think it's whatever works for you, really, isn't it? Is that every player's kind of different. Some will start early looking ahead, but if it works for you to kind of purely focus on what you're doing, it's
I've just always been football mad, you know what I mean? So as a kid, it was always football. Obviously, at school, I used to focus on education, but in the back of my head, it was always, I want to do football. So yeah, that's what it is at the moment. As I said, I'll look forward into what I want to do next in a few years, but for now it's just I just want to achieve as much as I can while I'm here, and you can't beat getting promoted. I've obviously experienced it with Carlisle, and when I came here I really thought that we could do it, and we're in a position where we're so close now, so just focused on that, and then next season go again as well. Obviously I had Carlisle, got promoted and relegated, and we don't want that to happen, and I feel like the group's that strong, and the ambition from the gaffer, obviously it'll go again in the summer, and I just want to get the job done now and then look ahead to next season as well.
These interviews always finish in the same way, and that's the question of when it is all done, when your playing career is over, how would you like people to talk about you as a player? What would you like to say, the sort of player you were, the sort of person you were?
Just, I don't know, I want to be one of them players that's remembered for just being them on the football pitch, you know what I mean? Just, I feel like the route that I've had from Sunday League, and obviously I was playing men's football at 16, I've just been myself. Obviously I wasn't concerned about stats or exterior pressure or whatever. I just used to go on a football pitch and try and just be free, do you know what I mean? And express myself and just be myself. So I just want to be remembered for, he was a player that just enjoyed himself, do you know what I mean? And obviously achieved a lot. I want to be remembered as, I want to make history with clubs, getting promotions and being in a squad where we've got achieved something. Just want to achieve everything that I can in football, and just be remembered for being a good squad player, as well as just being good and enjoying themselves.
A few more moments of magic as well.
Exactly, hopefully, get as many goals as I can and achieve as many promotions in my career that'd obviously put me in a good stead.
Thank you very much, Jordan.
No problem, thank you.
Cheers. Good man.